This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised. We are the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's podcast day. With me, as always, is Cole Simper.
Something in my ass.
Derek Reese.
It's me.
Nick Lewis.
I'm Vengeance.
Angela Wooden.
Where are the subtitles?
Seriously, though. And my name is Eddie Lyon, a.k.a. Papa Penguin. We are the Nerd Corporation.
I like it when you call me Papa
Penguin. So your name is Pee-Pee.
Yeah.
Big pee-pee.
Big Pee-Pee.
Big Pee-Pee.
Big Papa Pee-Pee.
And when you were fat, it was fat pee-pee.
MCP pants. You remember MCP pants,
Oh, yeah.
Nick? All right. Good.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think anybody else would get that.
No.
Welcome to episode 151, To the Batman. We're going to be talking about Robert Pattinson's turn as the Batman. But first, let's get on with the nerd news. In wrestling news, sad day of the day of the
super sad.
as of the day of this recording. Scott Hall has passed away. Razor Ramon, NWO. I mean, that guy was a
Razor Ramon.
yeah. Man was a legend. Rest in peace to him, and condolences to the Hall family.
So what happened?
Yep, there's the official WWE post.
He had some procedure. I don't recall what it was. Then
it was to fix. It was like a hip replacement.
Yeah,
but he also on top of that had like 3 heart attacks in one day.
Well, yeah,
Jesus.
because he had complications from it, which caused blood clots, and then there you go.
Damn.
Yeah,
what a way, dude.
Yeah.
The only news that I could find that was maybe worth mentioning was that on March 17th, we are going to have a Hogwarts Legacy State of Play, streaming a little bit of that, so hopefully there's some gameplay and not just like details about it.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
Because that fire was about ready to go out.
So this is an interesting title because it's been kind of steeped with controversy with, all the J.K. Rowling shit.
Yeah.
And then there was also a guy that got kicked out or basically pushed out of the development team because he was, I don't know, like he donated, I think it was like something like he donated to Trump's campaign or something like that. It was like a small gesture towards the right. And I don't know, there's a whole bunch of that story. That's just kind of the cliff notes, but this game's been kind of DOA for a while, and so I'm super interested to see what the fuck is going on with it, because the idea of it is pure gold, if you ask me, because Harry Potter fandom, I don't feel really ever died.
No.
Like,
no.
there's been like a consistent fan base, like even all these years after the final movie and the final book came out.
Well,
Right.
yeah, they've got how many... 2 or 3 movies since? Or are they about
Yeah, they're doing that.
Well, and Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is
going.
that like the third part of that, or is that the second?
I think it's the third.
It's the third.
Right,
Second?
Oh
No,
yeah, because
third.
the
Yeah,
second
third.
part
Yeah.
had Johnny Depp in it,
Right.
and
Yeah.
there's
Right.
that whole thing.
Yep.
But
So yeah, it was Fantastic Beats. Fantastic Beats, bro.
So
Fantastic
that's
Beats and the bars that go with them.
No.
Fantastic Beats and Where to Find Them. That's
Yeah.
the Dwight Schrute documentary.
Fantastic Beasts, and then what is it? The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah.
And then these are
And then there's a new one.
Secrets of Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Which we saw when we went to go see Batman.
I always kind of got Hobbit vibes from
Yeah.
those movies. I don't know.
Same here.
So Angela and I think one of your family members or something, I can't remember, but we went to go see the first movie, and I wasn't super impressed. It wasn't like, it was just kind of like, okay, whatever.
No,
like,
it is like for sure Hobbit vibes. Like I love the Lord of the Rings series, but The Hobbit just like puts me to sleep because it's just like the prequel sequel, and it's super
Dragons.
long. Yeah, it's super long, and
Smaug.
Smaug.
but like the Fantastic Beasts series is just like a copy and paste of like The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Smaug. I always thought that was just Paul Wall saying smog.
Smaug.
Smaug.
God damn, Paul Wall.
Paul Wallaby.
So we've actually got, apart from Scott Hall, like several pieces of wrestling news.
Yeah.
So Biggie broke his neck.
Yeah.
And
I saw the footage of that.
Oof.
That looked fucking gnarly.
Oh, God damn.
He landed
'cause,
straight
he
on
just-
the top of his head.
Yeah, I was going to say, he just lands like right on his fucking head.
Yeah.
And then AEW is now officially under the umbrella of Warner Media and Discovery following a merger between those two companies.
So maybe AEW on HBO Max?
I mean,
Please, because I would love to watch this stuff on my TV. I just don't have cable.
right. Yeah,
And
same.
if I go to that, I don't have a laptop anymore. So if I go to that website to watch it, I have to sit there in my computer and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is weird. I don't watch like Netflix and Hulu on my computer.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
out of place.
Yeah. No, I would love that. Speaking of AEW just purchased Ring of Honor.
Right.
Tony Khan announced that he purchased Ring of Honor, which is huge. You're going to get so many big indie names right now that are going to be dominating that side of things.
I mean, I did see an article. Who was it? It wasn't Cody Rhodes. Who was it? I can't remember. Anyway, somebody was saying that it was Chavo. Yeah, Chavo Guerrero.
Mm-hmm.
Was saying that the problem with WWE is the micromanagement and the oversight of every little thing you do. And he said the problem with AEW is the complete and utter lack of any oversight. And so for a lot of the younger guys trying to, find their way and, get their character developed and all of that kind of stuff, there's not really a lot for them. Because they're just kind of thrown out there and gone, all right, let's see what you got.
Yeah.
So, who knows? We'll see how it goes. Hopefully that'll, will give them a little bit more, not direction, but it'll give them some more seasoned indie guys that can kind of help some of those newer starting up guys to kind of find their niche.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. To help them find their own little, development. Yeah. Because I mean, the older guys, that's why all of the WWE guys, all of the New Japan guys and Ring of Honor guys that are going to AEW right now, that's why they're getting all of the screen time, because they know how to develop their own characters.
Yeah.
Or they've had such stifled character development on their own that they're like, well, now that I know that I can do whatever it is that I want to do this, and this with my character. So they are the ones that get the creative bump first. Yeah. And that's what people that are complaining about AEW right now don't understand. Uh-huh. All of the new kids that are starting out at AEW, they don't know shit about anything. They don't know what character development is. They don't know how to start their own stories or end them even. Yeah. So they're relying on Tony Khan. They're relying on, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, who are the executive vice presidents, so.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
It just seems like they kind of need, and I get it. When you feel completely stifled by a company like WWE, when you get the chance to do it on your own, your knee-jerk reaction is to do the absolute opposite of what you were just experiencing.
Yeah.
And that's I get it, but that's the wrong way to go.
Yeah.
You need to try and put that to the side. Yeah. And just go, well, let's see what there is some oversight. That's good oversight. We should keep that. We should have an established writing team that maybe doesn't have the final say in what you do, but they're there to help you along, give you suggestions, that kind of thing. There's a middle ground, and I feel like that's being left alone because of the bad taste that was left in everybody's mouth when they left WWE. Yeah. They're just completely going to the opposite and getting rid of some of those things that are actually beneficial for the sake of spite, really.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Interesting. I don't have any nerd news, but I have a proclamation.
go on.
I declare bankruptcy!
Elden Ring is one of the greatest video games I have ever fucking played.
Dude, that game
Ever.
is so good.
I mean, I'm not really into that kind of game, but I thought about
My God.
I thought about checking it out.
It's fucking hell, dude. I'm trying to think of like
You like Skyrim and Breath of the Wild.
I mean, I really didn't like Skyrim.
Well, now just
So-
imagine
but-
Skyrim, but you're always dying.
imagine so you know the beginning of Breath of the Wild when you're coming out of the cave and it does like that really cool pan up and it shows the land like, you know, Breath of the Wild and the really pretty music. Imagine that, but every 15 fucking minutes. It's seriously, it's
It's a gorgeous.
fucking amazes me every single time I play. Bro, I am 40 hours into this fucking video game, and it says that I am 30% done with the story.
Jesus.
So, you know your boy's on a platinum run, going hard. Hoping that I didn't fuck anything up, because I've pretty much just been killing everything that comes in my way, so, including friends. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it right now, but god damn, the game's got me by the fucking nuts, dude.
I have a level, like, 42 Confessor,
Yeah.
but I have recently started a game as a new character as the Astrologer.
That's what I did too. I started as the Vagabond, and then I was like, I don't want to do this, and then I went back.
Well, I
as
liked the
Astrologer.
Confessor, but I just, like, I feel like I fucked up when I was making the build, because I didn't really focus on anything except for, like, strength and dexterity, but then I was like, oh, wait, faith is good for the Confessor, too.
Yeah.
And you can't respec anything until you pass, what's her name, you beat the one boss.
Yeah.
But I can't get in there yet, because it's blocked off.
I had probably one of my favorite gaming moments ever with this video game. It's so fucking good. So, you know about Radon, don't you? Radon is the super hard boss that everybody keeps dying to in like the big giant battlefield.
I've seen the videos, but
like his second phase, he like comes down as a fucking meteor.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, this guy doesn't fuck around. It's a really, really bad boss fight. Like incredibly poorly designed. Like
Oof.
very, very bad. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to do like a set piece, but you can't. It just didn't work very well. So I am a level 120, and I was level 100 when I fought that guy, and he still gave me trouble. Like way over leveled. I don't know. I had a moment where I put the Berserk soundtrack on, and and it was like, this is exactly how I want to live my life right now. Oh my god, it's so fucking blood and guts and guts and blood, just fucking over and over and over again. It's so fucking.
I want to put on that the full version of that snippet that they use in Step Brothers when he looks at the drum set. It's like, oh, Dominic.
Yeah. Final piece of news that I have is William Hurt passed away, who played General Ross on one of the Hulk movies.
Oh, word.
Yeah. Which, I mean, obviously for many other reasons, it's really sad. But, man, I was really hoping that eventually we'd get him into the MCU.
Which Hulk movie was he in? Was he in the Edward Norton one?
I think so.
The best Hulk movie?
Because that one I don't remember very well.
Hold on, let's have Jimmy look it up.
Jimmy, can you look up what William Hurt was in?
Mark Ruffalo is the better Hulk, I will say that.
Yeah.
But that Edward Norton Hulk movie,
It was special, bro.
I liked that movie a lot, dude.
It was a special movie.
I remember, like, that I loved it when I saw it. Like, I remember finishing it up and just going, that was really good, but I don't, like, remember much of it.
Yeah, it was...
Who's the bad guy at the end of that movie?
Oh, dude, isn't it the guy from...
I feel like it's always just Gray Hulk.
and by the way, Nick, yes, that was the Edward Norton.
Okay.
It was Tim Roth playing Abomination.
Yeah, Tim
Oh,
Roth.
Abomination. Yeah.
Which, God, I love Tim Roth. I think Tim Roth is brilliant.
Yeah, that, who the fuck was it? Who's the one that played
Reservoir Dogs, Tim Roth?
No, I don't think so.
That's Eli Roth.
That's
No. The actor that played Mr. Orange.
I thought that was Eli Roth.
No. Eli Roth
Jimmy, can
makes
you-
movies.
Oh.
That's Tim Roth. Oh no, yeah, what he was in that.
Oh, he's the one that got shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in that.
And he's in the diner scene in Pulp Fiction too, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Eric Bana Hulk movie was really bad. Like really, really bad.
Well, it was one of the first ones after Spider-Man to like try its hand at things.
Yeah.
And I get what they were trying to do. They were doing the whole like comic panel switch off.
Yeah.
You know, like meanwhile, you know,
I mean, I liked the Abomination part of it. Like, I thought that was dope.
Well, no, that was Edward Norton.
That was you're right.
It had a dope ass fucking video game. You remember the 2000s Hulk game?
Yeah.
The game was fucking rad, bro.
Yep.
You could like crush cars on your fucking fists, and like it was like brass
Use them
knuckles.
as gloves,
dude.
And you just like take the tank's head off and just like smash shit,
swing it around.
The Eric Bana one, I pretty much don't remember, and I think it's because I intentionally put it out of my mind.
Just like took it away from
I've
your brain.
repressed the memory.
Eric Bana.
Eric
as
Bana.
Bruce Banner.
I have a funny story to that movie. I saw that movie when I was very, very young. That was 3rd grade, so I was like, 5 or 6? Something like that. When we walked into the movie theater to go see this Hulk movie, there was a big poster for 28 Days Later.
Oh, wow.
And it fucking terrified me. Absolutely fucking terrified me. And then there was one scene in that Hulk movie of like, it's like this really cringy shot of like a knife. And I don't know why I remember this shot specifically, but it's like the only shot in the movie that I remember besides it being dog shit.
Right.
And that like fucked me up. When I went to bed that night, it was like a duo of fucking nightmares. And I was like, I can't compete. I can't do this, you know?
So did you like that joke in The Office when when Jim and Pam are talking on the phone and Jim's like, how could you confuse 28 Days with 28 Days Later?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I love that movie. That movie's really, really good. That shot on a flip phone. For phone. Like the camera on a flip phone.
Like the found footage style.
Yeah, that movie fucking blew, dude. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Before we get into the topic of the hour, if you're listening on YouTube, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the little bell notification. We want to get into as many nerdy ears as possible, and that's the best way to do that. Also, you should give us some money.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/NerdCourtPodcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to extra content and bonus episodes. Also, if you can't make a monthly commitment, we have a PayPal. PayPal.me/NerdCourtPodcast. That's how we get all of our fun new equipment, like our Zoom PodTrack P8. Thank you to all of our patrons. Seriously, all of our donors, everybody that made it possible for us to have it. You guys are the real MVPs. We love you. So, Matt Reeves is Batman. The Batman. Yeah. What a fucking movie, bro.
Best Batman movie?
I think so.
Batman movie?
I think so.
Yeah, dude.
I think so.
He thinks that he is the Batman.
As he should.
Yeah.
You know what's the craziest fucking thing to me? This movie was 3 hours long.
Didn't feel like it.
Did not feel like that at all.
Mm-mm.
I had a shit fit in the middle of the movie theater with this movie. Like, my stomach was killing me. And then all of a sudden, my fucking head just starts pounding. Like, really, really bad. Like, I was sick as shit to my stomach. Like, pretty much the whole movie.
Jesus.
But I loved this fucking movie. So much to the point where I had to run to the bathroom But then I called Angela on FaceTime, and I was like, I still want to watch the movie.
Well, and I mean, even with its long run time, and you know, I'll sprinkle this throughout when it's applicable. But like, Misty wasn't a huge fan of the movie, and even she was like, "Wow, that was 3 hours. That did not feel like 3 hours. That
It's
didn't
really
feel
well
long or
paced.
sluggish or anything."
Yeah, it like gets to the point like really quickly.
Yeah.
Each point, like it very efficiently gets to the next story beat very, very quickly and successfully. God damn, this movie's really good. And the more I think about it, the more I fucking love it. Like, I don't know. I'm a little bummed with the ending, to be honest.
I'm
And we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on the ending.
So let's talk about this cast, man. Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne / the Batman. I mean, best portrayal of what this Batman and Bruce Wayne are.
Yeah.
We're following year 2. That's Mike Barr writing and Todd McFarlane illustrating.
Yeah.
This is super cool. I just think that he's like just the right amount of brooding, and he still hasn't figured out Batman.
Yeah, he's
and
rough
Bruce,
around the edges.
you know, so he's not that billionaire playboy that we're all like.
He's green.
Yeah, he's
green.
super green. He doesn't know, like, he's still so.
He doesn't have like
into
the
it.
roles defined, like and fully separate.
We see like the beginnings of the bat wings where he's like a squirrel instead. And
Yeah.
fucks up and like hits the bridge or something. You know, like,
Yeah, we don't see like the cool cape stiffen out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're normally used to seeing. Like,
I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
I really do enjoy this portrayal, though. Like, it's just the right amount of just anger and like frustration at not being able to, you know, get to the Riddler fast enough.
Let's call a spade a spade. He's an emo.
Well, yeah,
He's
just
very,
that level
very,
of,
very emo.
you know,
in this
he still hasn't, in any sort of healthy way, I guess, finished dealing with the loss of his parents. He's still like reeling from that.
movie.
Yeah, like, he isn't becoming the Batman at night to fight crime. He's becoming the Batman at night to fuck criminals up.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, this breed of human killed the two things I knew
Yeah.
from the inception of my life.
Yeah.
And so all I want to do is make them hurt.
Yeah.
And so when he puts on the cape and cowl, that's what he does, which is why everything is so visceral, everything's so brutal.
Yeah, well, he's very, like, in the very beginning when he's beating the shit out of the clown gang member, because it's very obviously Joker's gang, right?
Yeah.
With the white face paint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's, like, just swinging, like, wildly swinging. Yes, it was like it was something that I kind of didn't really like about the trailer. I was like, it was the only thing where I was like, what the fuck are they going for, like, tone-wise?
It's very
this?
imprecise, very just...
How old is Bruce Wayne in year 2 Batman?
I'm not sure. Jimmy, could you pull that up? Yeah, just Bruce Wayne age. So he's anywhere between like 27 to 30 years old.
Okay.
Like in that late 20s bracket.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So what you're saying is even more reason to completely base my personality off of this Bruce Wayne.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Fuck
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's all I needed.
Yeah, 30, reclusive, hates criminals to the point where he'll beat the fuck.
No way.
But yeah, and he is the primary reason that Misty did not like the movie.
Because she doesn't like
She
him.
has this deep, abiding hate for Robert Pattinson.
Just because of the Twilight movies, or what?
I think she liked the Twilight movies. I don't like. So
He's
I don't
in-
understand it. Like,
You know what's so funny is he's in another movie. I'm sure that I think we have talked about it, but he's in another movie that was like right after the hype of Twilight. It was a movie where he starts dating this one girl, and then they like start hitting it off really seriously, and then the next day he fucking dies in 9/11.
Yeah, it's called Remember Me, and the whole time you're just like, oh yeah, nice, like John Green.
Yeah,
It's called Something's in the Way.
But like the way that they just like set it up is total shock that he just fucking dies in 9/11.
yeah, I mean, like she basically feels about him, about Robert Pattinson, the way I feel about Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Like, for whatever reason, she's like, he's a terrible actor. He can't emote, like, nothing. And I'm like, I mean, he does pretty well, I think.
It was a fucking Lighthouse, bro.
I've kind of just, like...
I still haven't seen that movie.
Given up trying to tell people to, like, appreciate the actor and not just the shit that he's been in. Like, because people... Everyone is, no matter what, just gonna do the whole, Twilight and Batman, you know. It's
well,
like,
not only that, but he was also in this other movie called Good Times that was, like, really
Doesn't
a
he
very
also
strange movie.
dislike Twilight? I thought I remembered him.
I'm sure he's had, like, some bad moments because, like, dude, he was so fucking popular to the point where... And I remember specifically, like, a slightly toxic edge to that fandom when the whole, the Edward and Jacob element got...
Like, I think I remember seeing some sort of interview he did where he was basically
like shitting
they
on the
threw
whole...
me a bunch of money, so I did it. Like, it fucking sucked, but I did it.
He was like shitting on the movie the entire time.
I mean, dude, fuck it, why not? You know, fuck you, pay me. That's
I
what
saw
I
another interview with him actually just the other night. I think it was like on it was some YouTube video where the actor talks about like their iconic roles or whatever.
Yeah.
And his first one he was talking about when he was Cedric Diggory. And he's like, yeah, the first time you meet Cedric Diggory is he just falls out of a tree and gets introduced. He's like, and I kind of like brought that into Twilight. And then they showed a scene in Twilight where he just like just falls out of a tree. And I'm like, I would have never connected those, but I love that scene when he in Harry Potter when he falls out of the tree and the guy goes, "You must be Cedric Diggory," and he just like shakes his hand like nothing happened.
There's another interview for the Harry Potter movie that he was in where he talks about how he wanted to be more cool holding the wand.
Yeah, that's the same one actually.
Yeah, he's like holding it with
I
two
saw
hands.
That part.
Like gone.
I saw that part, but I didn't see.
He's like, I even had one of my eyes closed as if there was like a viewfinder on it.
I don't know, dude. The glow up for this guy is fucking real. And you know, it was like super easy to hate on him back in the day when it was Twilight because it was fucking obnoxious. Like I just remember like all the and it wasn't necessarily like the girls, it was just like the hype around it. It was like and then like that first movie was like it's so funny, like I thought it was actually kind of good when I first saw it. But then you like rewatch it and like this is a fucking abomination. Like it's actually really bad. And then I remember New Moon which is the second one's New Moon. I remember liking New Moon because it had a really good soundtrack in it.
I was just gonna say everybody became a Muse fan after fucking Twilight.
I was a Muse fan before Twilight, okay? They actually parodied that baseball scene in What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't know that was where it was from because I never watched those movies.
More specifically, like Bon Iver. Like I really like that Rosalind track that's on.
I watched those movies because I was trying to get some. So you know,
that was a very Ron Burgundy way of you trying.
I was trying to get some. Boop boop boop. I mean, because I remember, like, I read little sections of the Twilight books, one of them, back when I was married, because my ex-wife really liked them, and there would be times where she was so tired she couldn't keep her eyes open, but she wanted to keep reading, and so she was like, "Would you read to me for a little bit until I fall asleep?" And I'd be like, "Fuck, sure, whatever.
Oh, God.
Absolutely, why not, you know?"
She falls asleep and you're still reading. Like, I can't put this down.
She falls asleep and I'm going, God, this is the worst writing I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is so horrible.
I just love first of all, I love how this is now a Twilight episode.
I know.
Yeah. But just to speak on that again, where Will Forte comes in and they're making a time capsule and he wants to put Twilight in the time capsule because he thinks it's like a big part of the year, the book. And so he handcuffs himself into Leslie's office and then
and he's like, "I'm not leaving."
Tom goes in to talk to him and he gets Tom, Aziz Ansari, to read Twilight, and they just have like a book club meeting like every week, and it's just like, it's hilarious.
So apart from Robert Pattinson, we get Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle / Catwoman.
Yeah, white privilege Andy.
I could have done without her in this movie, to be honest. Like,
so I disagree with you there.
Yeah, I disagree too.
Because I do really like Selena Kyle in this movie, and I do like Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. I really actually enjoyed her.
I like her as Catwoman. I like her as Selena Kyle.
Yeah.
I just think that if she wasn't in the movie, this movie would have gone just fine.
It makes sense.
See, I feel like she was the redemption of Halle Berry's Catwoman. Like, because that was just so awful. It was so fucking awful. And it seems like they were trying to kind of recreate that same character, but with someone who, like, gave a shit about doing the acting.
I don't agree with that, because I feel like Halle Berry's Catwoman was a lot closer to Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman in terms of what they wanted for the character, the homely, in the background type of woman.
That's fine. I just think she did a really poor job of portraying it.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman is such a far off from Halle Berry's Catwoman. Like, I feel like comparing the two is just unfair.
Well, you're comparing, again, year 2 Catwoman to a full... I mean, we know that Catwoman movie was terrible, but that was supposed to be a full-fledged, like...
Yeah,
I've been Catwoman for years, you know.
Right, and in this and Halle Berry's Catwoman, like, for some reason gets like superhuman cat powers.
Yeah.
I do dislike severely her Rocco face mask, or not face mask, but her.
Oh yeah,
her little hat that it looks like she cut a hole out of.
Where they're both just starting their careers.
Yeah,
I see what you mean. Like, aesthetically, I don't like it either.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, I don't like it either. As far as, like, in the movie...
I mean, I get it. Yeah. It makes sense.
The one thing that bothers me about it is, instead of just, cutting out eye holes, the whole section is cut out, and it's just like a mustache across her face.
It was just a really weird choice.
I did enjoy, though, how it kind of looks like she has cat ears on top.
That was great.
I enjoyed that little... reference or whatever, but just doesn't look great. Like, it just, I don't know, it just bothered me that it was like, just cut out the whole section of the eyes.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'll say this about Selena Kyle. When you are in a room of incredible performances, it's really easy to be small. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have Robert Pattinson fucking killing it. You have Paul Dano fucking killing it. Colin Farrell fucking killing it as Penguin. Like, she's just kind of the smallest voice in the room.
Yeah.
Like, that's really... And I agree with you, is that if you did cut her out, it wouldn't really hurt the movie that much. But I also think that she definitely brings sex appeal to the movie, which kind of just fits with the tone of the movie, which I just kind of thought worked really, really well.
Yeah.
And then obviously she's like... I loved the tension of, like, is she evil or is she not? Like, is she gonna double cross? And eventually she does. So it's like, I think that it's like, it's the weakest link of a very, very strong chain. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a huge detriment to the movie.
Right. I feel like another performance that was also great, but we could have done without, was Jeffrey Wright's Lieutenant James Gordon.
Yeah.
I gotta disagree with you, because it worked for the buddy cop angle.
I feel like, if you're gonna do even starting out Batman, you gotta have a starting out Gordon paired along with him.
But I'm just saying, like, there was, like, one good buddy cop scene in there.
Yeah.
Like, one. And the rest of the movie, Gordon's his liaison, pretty much. You could have gotten anybody, you could have had Commissioner Loeb in there, who is still part of Batman lore, still helping him out and doing the thing, while young, wet behind the ears Lieutenant Gordon will be there. I love that he was in there. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that he was in there.
He has to be in there.
Yeah, he has to.
Eddie, I actually really liked that idea, how we would have him working with Loeb, and then just kind of sprinkle in not commissioner, but sprinkle in a Gordon and just kind of have him there, like, helping out.
Right, exactly.
I like that idea.
Like, I would have rather have seen their relationship start, like their partnership start, than them already be partners, but Gordon not have any power to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he was just a liaison. Like, that was, like, he got him to the crime scenes. And
yeah, so the way that I see it is that I see that Batman, obviously, this is year 2, very, very new. He's kind of a pariah to the police force, right? Like, he's a vigilante, like, no one really agrees with what's going on.
Right.
And I think that, like, he serves a purpose of the movie of being, like, he is the connection to the police.
Right.
Like, Gordon is the only connection to the police.
Right.
So it's less buddy cop, what I said, like, in the original, and it's more like, it's just a connection between him and, you know what I mean? Like, they're obviously going very heavy with the detective Batman in this, like,
right.
all that shit.
Which is weird, because they're all shitty detectives.
Yeah, he is not at all the world's greatest detective yet. Like, at all. He doesn't even consider that the murder weapon might be part of the puzzle. Like, at all.
But I get it. I get what you're trying to say. But, like, you could have put anybody else in that role, and it wouldn't have changed anything.
So your problem is more with the actor, not the way
No, just how they used him.
Yeah, just
like,
how they...
He was a very minor plot device.
Yeah.
Like, that was it.
Yeah.
Whereas he should be a very big one.
Yeah, absolutely. Where he should be... I mean, even as a lieutenant, you know what I mean? Like, he should still have enough pull to be like, no, this is where we stay with the Batman, instead of him asking Chief's permission, or, you know what I mean? Like, no matter what iteration of James Gordon there's been, as far as, like, comics, as far as, like, movies, TV adaptations, Lieutenant Gordon is a prominent figure. Yeah. He's not some lackey that kind of...
And, I mean, at the very lowest, he is still somebody that everyone else around him look up to.
Yeah.
You know?
And here... He was just relegated to this, like, ancillary cop character.
Yeah, he's just some guy.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't get that at all. I thought there was, like, a great deal of respect between the two of them. Like,
no, well, between the two of them, yes, absolutely. But between like, him in the police force. Because as far as iterations of James Gordon go, like, he's always been the top head. You know what I mean? Or
a very respected person.
Yeah, like, he's, like... His judgment was always law, because they knew how clean-cut James Gordon was. They knew how by the book he was. They trusted his instinct, you know what I mean? And here, he was, like, asking permission, and he was like, no, let me do this, like...
These other cops are all talking back.
Yeah, like, nobody has faith in him, whereas in all the other iterations, like, everyone's like, Jim Gordon's a good guy.
Yeah.
I stand by Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon's a good cop. Like, anything that he says, like, we believe, because Jim Gordon is that dude. You know what I'm saying? And for him to just have been this kind of liaison, asking permission, nobody really trusts him kind of thing, I think they took that too far into the green, is what I'm saying.
Do we get Killing Joke in this universe?
So this is... That's what I'm thinking as far as, like, the end of the movie was. I think that's Killing Joke Joker.
Okay, we'll get there when we get there.
I don't want another fucked up.
I'm just kind of bummed.
I just don't want another Joker.
Yeah, I'm just kind of bummed
at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of death by 1,000 cuts at this point. Like,
yeah, like we're
getting to the point where it's fucking ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
I don't care how great they were.
I mean,
like, we had a movie Joker. Like, this is why DC is not nearly as fucking famous or as profitable as Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, we've only had one Riddler, so to have another Riddler wasn't a big deal. Like, that was fine.
Yeah.
And it was a totally different take on it. It was great. And then to just go, oh yeah, but, you know, let's get back to Joker.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. Colin Farrell as Oswald Cobblepot.
Awesome.
Or Oz, the Penguin. I honestly think this was a dope portrayal of him. Like, I haven't seen this Penguin, and, like, I mean, not like I'm comparing the two, but I haven't seen this Penguin, this, like, mob boss Penguin since Danny DeVito, or even just, I can't remember his last name, Robin from Gotham. Yeah. But, like...
Oh, yeah. It's Robin Thicke.
I think it's Robin Lord Taylor.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's it.
Yeah. So I love this because he's super East Coast mob bossy.
Yeah.
Like, he's just barely getting his footing, so he's not quite low totem, but he's not quite top totem either. Yeah. He's just right in the middle, and he's still hungry as fuck.
And I love the little nod to when his feet are tied up, and he like kind of walks like a penguin.
And he walks like a penguin. There's a lot of camp in this movie.
Yeah.
There's his arms are tied up, and they're coming out like this.
Yeah, like little penguin. Yeah. And unrecognizable physically.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, what the fuck? Did he like put on poundage, or is that like
I think it's a
suit.
suit.
No, it's prosthetics.
Yeah.
That's wild though. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he put on a little weight to just, make it a little easier, but yeah.
I always saw Colin Farrell as a Harvey Dent. Like, if Colin Farrell was a Two-Face, I think that would be... Like, just, like, if you imagine his, like, nice, slick, clean-cut look. A lot better than Aaron Eckhart. I did not like Aaron Eckhart's...
Really?
I thought he was...
I'll tell you what, Batman.
I will tell you that this Batman movie has changed how I feel about Christian Bale's Batman.
Really?
Yeah, like, considerably.
Go on.
I can't fuck with the voice anymore. I can't fuck with the Bale voice anymore.
No Batman.
Rachel!
I was...
Swear to me!
I wasn't able to, from the fucking get-go. I get that you're trying to change your voice, but, why couldn't we have done, like, what... Arrow does in the Arrowverse, where he just has a modulator.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we have done that?
Or why couldn't he have done a different voice?
So,
swear to me!
Interesting. Okay.
Where are the drugs going?
So, Colin Farrell, I watched a really fucking interesting movie with him the other day. This was like almost a year ago. It's called The Killing of a Sacred Deer. It's like a horror, tense movie, but it's fucking weird. It's a really weird movie. But, isn't that the kid that's supposed to be Joker?
Bless you.
I don't know.
The kid in the middle?
Because you can't really see who's
that
playing.
Is the kid, right?
Well, you can't see it in the end, but...
Well, that's who it's credited as.
Oh, I will say, though...
He's Druig in The Eternals.
Oh, that guy.
He's phenomenal in this movie.
He's
really, really good.
Colin Farrell in roles that he doesn't normally play, like the Penguin, or even the dude from Horrible Bosses.
Yeah.
He flourishes. I'll say the best Colin Farrell movie I ever saw was Phone Booth. I don't know if you ever saw that one. Way back. The whole movie just takes place
in a phone booth.
Yeah, but it's it's really hard to explain.
Oh, is it like one of those
it's like a thriller.
Yeah, where somebody calls in the phone booth or whatever,
and they're watching him with a sniper.
If you hang up the phone, I'm gonna put a 9mm bullet in your. That.
It's got him and Forrest Whitaker, Mr. Dayquil, NyQuil.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that Colin Farrell knocked it out of the park with the Penguin. I think he did great.
Just the right amount of screen time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel.
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty important to the plot, but
yeah.
And I love the location. I love his club.
Oh yeah.
And how we keep returning to it. Comedy comes in threes. Batman comes back 3 times. Yeah. And the third time he just doesn't even fuck with them. He just completely just sneaks in.
Those doormen. The twins.
Oh yeah.
God damn, that was so great.
I love how the door would close and then open up and the second twin would be there every single time.
Yeah, and then the third time Batman's just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm done.
Yeah. It's really well done because that's one of the reasons why it's a criticism I have of the Marvel movies is the constant. It's this newer generation of joking in movies where it's
everybody's got to have a quip, a one-liner.
Everybody has to have one guy flies past another superhero into the wall and he's like, well, I guess it's time to dance. Some fucking stupid one-liner.
I guess it's time to dance.
Oh. It's the same fucking thing. Fuck you, you cannot. It's the same fucking thing. It's hope you have renter's insurance or stupid shit.
I know.
But it's fucking so obnoxious because it happens all the time.
Right.
And I feel like this movie does really well with the humor because like it has just a teeny bit sprinkled. It's very subtle.
It's subtle. And then the nice thing too, especially with just that, is they kind of set an expectation and then subvert it. And that's like therein lies the humor that, you know, is just so well placed and like I say, so subtle. It's not just like somebody, you know, it's not like an Office moment, somebody staring towards the camera. It's like, you know, it's not like it's supposed to be in your face humor.
Well, that's the difference between like DC and Marvel. Marvel, even in the comics, even in the TV shows, all of that, that's their thing. That's their niche. The quippy one-liner, the comic relief constant throughout the whole comic, because that's just how it wants it to be. It wants to be fantastical.
Even in the animated series of Batman, like he would bust out a few one-liners.
Yeah.
Like even though he's like, for maybe like 85% of the movie, he's just stonewall. But then when he says something funny, it's like, holy shit, that was great, because that's not his character.
He kind of reminds me of Ron Swanson. Like he's got that serious air, but every now and then he'll throw out a little joke and be like, and then go back to being serious.
You're 100% correct. It's like DC, man. They need like a Kevin Feige character over there at DC, where it's like making all the moves, basically. Because, I mean, dude, you really have had 2 home runs here with this movie and the Joker, and you're really not going to do what Marvel does to bring in that fucking cashola, dude?
Right.
Come on, man. Really, truly. Like, how are you not looking at that fucking insanely profitable way of doing movies? Yeah. And you're just not going to do it. I really don't get it.
And it almost seems like a pride thing at this point.
Well, what it comes off to me is like, is DC being like, we don't have competent enough directors to make these movies. Like, they're just counting their lucky fucking stars that these movies are as good as they are.
I mean, I saw an interview recently that I kind of skimmed through where it was somebody that's, you know, worked with both. So I think it must have been James Gunn. But they were basically saying, well, you know, here's the difference between working for Marvel and working for DC is that with Marvel, it's like the directors and the direct producers of these movies that are making decisions. Yeah. So you're pretty much autonomous from having to bow down to these bigger studio execs. Yeah. Whereas with WB, it's the studio execs who are in charge. You have no power unless they say you do. And so that's why it's so much less about the product with Marvel, or excuse me, with DC, than it is what the execs think is gonna make money.
Yeah.
And they're not thinking of it from the fans' perspective or what will play well to fans. They're looking at the market as a whole. Yeah. And that's not the way to look at it. That's not the right way to go.
It's just crazy. Especially with something that is so near and dear to people, such as like comic books are such a personal medium. Yeah. No, like they could be mass produced to whoever it is, but to the reader itself, comic books are such a personal medium. Yeah. And for DC to take that route, or for WB to take that route with DC, is what's shooting them in the foot. It's where they're failing.
To take such a niche thing and apply the rules to it that like cover everything, it's never gonna work. It's never gonna work right.
It's just crazy how inconsistent. It kills me how inconsistent they are, because like for every Joker you have a Justice League.
Yeah.
For every fucking Batman you have a
BVS
Suicide Squad. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just the other Suicide Squad, not the good one.
Yeah.
Not the Marvel.
For every
one.
Suicide Squad, you have a Suicide Squad.
Not the Marvel Suicide Squad.
I know, right?
The one directed by the Marvel guy.
Exactly.
Moving on, though, we have our very own patron, Dallin Gilbert, as the Riddler.
Yes.
Yeah, so I feel like
congratulations, Dallin, on that role,
I was wondering when he was going to get his shot.
Yeah.
And, I'm just so proud of him.
Yeah.
It's weird that he goes by the name Paul Dano, though. Maybe that's like a pen name or something.
Yeah, it's probably just like a stage name.
Stage name.
Yeah, because, I mean, Galen Gilbert.
The thing I wanted to bring up that I didn't find out about until we recorded this episode, as opposed to the one we tried to do, was apparently when there's a picture of the Riddler wearing glasses, and they are apparently the same glasses that Jim Carrey was wearing when he was the Riddler.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Yeah, definitely.
A great little nod.
Exactly.
I honestly think that this was a very cool portrayal of the Riddler. I like that they used his, like, original, like, government name, Edward Nashton, because it just plays to the whole year 2 thing. Like, it plays to that, like, you know, I'm just starting out wet behind the ears.
The reveal for that name was so cool when she was looking at his IDs, and she's like, which one of these is real? And it just says Edward Nashton on there. I was like, bro.
Yeah. Because, Edward Nashton becomes Edward Nigma later. I love that. I love when they do that kind of thing, because it shows that they're paying attention. It shows that they're doing that thing. And I know we just finished talking about how DC doesn't pay attention to its fans, but I mean, I'm just saying that in this particular instance, they decided to pay.
I mean, I don't think they've ever had too much of an issue with throwing in little nods and things like that. Like,
I think this is a Paul Dano thing.
That's never really been the problem. Like, I don't think.
Yeah. No, that's true.
I feel like the glasses thing is like a 100% like a Paul Dano, like, I'm gonna wear the same glasses.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I mean,
like, that Riddler was so iconic for me.
I will say personally, and it has nothing to do with the mask itself or the character or the portrayal. I didn't like him wearing a mask, because I just, based on his vocal performance and everything, I really wanted to be able to see his facial expressions. Like, I feel like I missed out on that, you know?
Right.
Just because he's such...
Well, because we do get some facial stuff at the very end, and it makes you think, like,
exactly.
God damn,
I know, I was like, man, I wish
it would have been
could've...
really cool to have all of it. Because I think he's fucking awesome in this movie.
I mean, it's great. It serves the story. Yeah. Like, I totally understand why it's there, and I dig it. But man, I really wish I could have seen him, like, his actual face all throughout.
So, this is how I feel about the Riddler in this movie, like, in a nutshell, is, I feel like, I said it in the previous cast, but, like, it really impressed me that, like, the whole social media aspect of his character didn't feel forced and weird, and it felt very natural. Like, it's, of course, the Riddler would be a fucking, you know, a social media QAnon type guy, like, following, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, and how good was the Riddler? I mean, Batman didn't find a single trophy. Not one Riddler trophy was found. Like,
I thought Paul Dano was riveting in this movie. I thought he's fucking awesome. And what I love even more about this and about his portrayal of the Riddler is that he had the same idea of, like, I feel like the same cadence of Heath Ledger with the Joker, but it's not as dramatic, because I feel like he really did just take the role and make it his own, where it's like, okay, I understand what you're doing, but it's different enough for me to respect you and what you're doing. Like, very clear homages to Heath Ledger's Joker, like, absolutely. But I respect the fuck out of him, because he took this shit and put his own spin on it. Yeah. When he's getting into those fucking monologues, like, if you are, in his fucking voice is booming, and you are justice, you know, like, it's fucking really, really good. And I know you want to talk about the DA. That's one of my favorite fucking scenes of the whole movie. Absolutely riveting from beginning to end.
What's his name? I know he's a Skarsgård, but I can't remember his first name.
I can't remember, but it's the one where he puts him in the Escalade and he crashes through the fucking funeral for the mayor, right?
Yeah.
And it, like, almost hits the kid, and he gets out of the car and he's got a fucking bomb planted, or like taped to his hand.
So the bomb is like,
oh, that's right. It's around his neck and the phone.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right.
It's Peter Sarsgaard.
Peter, that's right. Yeah.
Peter Sarsgaard. It's not Skarsgård.
Did I say Skarsgård?
Well, I assumed it was a Skarsgård.
No, it's a Sarsgaard.
Oh, okay.
Skarsgård.
It's a Sarsgaard, not a Skarsgård.
That's how we make this.
That is how
That's how the fucking sausage is made around here.
He
$27 a month.
What was he in? He's been in a lot of stuff, but I remember seeing him in a movie called Red Eye. Did you ever see that one?
The airplane movie?
Yeah.
The horror type movie? Yeah.
That was good. And at the end, she fucking gives him a tracheotomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. He made a good bad guy in that movie, but
I really did. I honestly, in that scene, I thought that neck bomb was a dud. Like, I thought it wasn't going to blow up.
It did have a little bit of a...
is it real? Is it not?
Yeah. It did have that fake hand type magic, yeah. Like I said, fucking riveting. So good.
When he first came on screen, when Selena was walking through the club with the eye camera and she noticed him, like, he was unrecognizable for, like, a couple minutes. And then he started talking, and I was like, oh, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Like, I did that. What's he in? What's his name?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Peter.
The scene where... I'm always going to call him the Riddler. Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to go near that mess of a last name. No way. Like, it's too scary.
Nashton?
No, the other one. The one that he eventually comes.
Oh, Nigma?
No way. No, I can't do
Nigma?
it. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Is it too much like Ligma to you?
No, it's...
Nigma balls.
It's the in the middle.
Oh, the Enigma?
Yeah.
My Nigma?
My...
What's up, my Nigma?
That's what I'm avoiding.
So we also have John Turturro.
Yes.
So this is a surprise.
As Carmine Falcone.
Yes, this is a big surprise.
It was really weird for me to, like, not see him kind of being the butt of the joke or, you know, just being this outlandish buffoon.
Very serious role.
Yeah.
Kind of like out of character.
Well, yeah, because two of his... When I think of John Turturro, in my opinion, two of his most memorable roles was the butler from Mr. Deeds.
Of course.
And then Jesus from The Big Lebowski.
Yep.
When he licks the bowling ball.
That's fucking awesome.
Iconic scene.
That's really great. So the only way that I knew John Turturro was from the Transformers movies.
As
And
Agent Simmons.
I can't say I hate that character, but I can really do without.
I thought he was so funny in that one.
So,
he, like, writes a tell-all, like, he's super, like...
Right.
Is it like Edward Snowden? Like that's
like he's
Yeah, I thought he was hilarious.
The only one that I really liked him in was 2. I liked him in Revenge of the Fallen, but yeah, this is kind of a weird role from him, and a very big surprise. I was like, whoa, yeah, it's that guy. You know,
yeah.
Like,
when I first saw him, when I saw John Turturro, and it said, you know, because the first time you see him through those contacts that Bruce has, that Selena is wearing.
Yeah.
And which are so cool, by the way.
Yeah. I saw John Turturro, and I'm just like, who the fuck is he? And when it said Carmine Falcone, I said, like, in, like, the most low, guttural, like, as audible as I could in a movie theater, I went, oh no.
Like, that's who they cast.
Yeah, like, I was, like, very, very afraid, like, for a little bit. Like, I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah, he adds a really...
You fucking knew.
You fucking knew. He adds a really deep element to the movie because he's a key part of the whole the backstory with the Waynes, which I really, really love what they did. I actually dare say I kind of like it a little bit more than what they did with Joker. Like, made him just an asshole. But I like this angle that we're like, that they're trying to keep it under wraps that Martha's in a fucking, that Martha's in Arkham, right? And I really dug that element of this movie. And John Turturro is a big fucking part of that.
Yeah, I really love that. I love that. I love the angle where Carmine is Selena's dad, which is canon. You know, it comes out in Batman Dark something. Dark Victory.
I like that they did that too because it
Darkness.
brings. I like that they did that too because it brings like a relevance, like a really needed relevance to her character. Because like if that didn't happen, I would totally agree with you. It's like you did not need to happen in this movie at all.
Yeah.
But it's just I did find that whole plot point that
that was a plot device for her.
Yeah. I get it, but it worked for me.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, like having them throw that in there was way cool. And then after a while, like just like watching the thing and watching them go through the motions and watching him actually be a fucking dope Carmine.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoyed it.
He's got some swag.
Yeah, he's got this air about him that Carmine Falcone always has. This whole just like fuck you, I am the fucking law around here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It was
I had the Waynes killed.
Yeah. And
I am the law.
I love that too because the reporter that dug that Martha Wayne was in Arkham was Edward Elliot. And Edward Elliot is the great grandfather of Tommy Elliot, which is the villain known as Hush.
Okay.
And Hush is that villain who is a like world-renowned plastic surgeon, turns himself into Bruce Wayne, like mimics his whole martial arts style.
Really?
Yeah, and just pretty much tries to sabotage Bruce Wayne's name. And then like something happens and so he has to like bandage his face all up and stuff. It's a dope. The Hush storyline is a dope storyline. Andy Serkis.
Yes.
Alfred Pennyworth.
Alfred.
Not enough screen time.
Definitely not enough screen time.
No. And I did think it was a little funny that he decided to open up Bruce's mail.
Right.
And then got his ass blown up.
Yeah.
It was just like a weird, like, maybe.
Well, I mean, he is his butler, you know what I mean? So he handles all of his correspondence.
I get that.
He probably thought, like, this is really a weird looking package. Like,
right.
But also at the same time, like,
inspect it.
But also at the same time, like, this is like the third or fourth Riddler thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you're telling me that Alfred didn't see that picture because he had the same font to the Batman.
Yeah.
And that's like a major fucking clue that he's taking pictures of every time. And I just think it's a little funny that Alfred never saw that.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I agree.
Like,
I mean, but that may not have been something that he as the butler was paying attention to.
Yeah.
You
know? Like, I get that.
Also, there wouldn't have been a way to know it was a bomb until it was, like, opened up.
Again, yeah, it's hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
You know, but I just think it's funny that I can't believe that Alfred's not snooping around in the Batcave and, like, going through his computer.
I mean, if he's snooping through the mail, why isn't he snooping through other shit?
So tell me right now that he wouldn't see that evidence and like immediately be like, oh, you know, threw it a little bit quicker than he did.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah, because he kind of like lobbed it over.
And of course he didn't die, so it's not like it's a huge fucking point.
Right.
But like I just thought it was funny. And I remember Justin Peterson, Weird Sense, had the same opinion. But again, it's like such a minor nitpick that it's like, who gives a fuck?
Weird Sense also mentioned something that I was like thinking about. I'm like, yeah, that could have been cool, but I just don't know if it would have fit with when Batman is saving the people from the flooded area. Justin said something along the lines of, tell me that you would not have loved to see like a killer croc jump out of the water.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would have been cool to introduce him that way, but I'm like, it wouldn't have, like...
It would have been too marvelly. It would have been like...
And like,
it would have been pulling...
Because it's showing Batman, like, instead of just exacting vengeance and hate on people, he's, like, saving people. Well, like, it's showing him do that, you know?
And like you said on the post, because I saw it briefly, but as long as it's not Killer Croc from the first Suicide Squad...
Y'all are just tourists.
B.E.T.
I'm on B.E.T. Fuck you. Oh, God damn it. I killed Nick. I apologize.
I'm dead.
I'm dead. Thanks.
I do agree that he doesn't have enough screen time. I could have used more of him.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like, you could make the argument that it's, like, kind of the perfect amount of time.
I mean,
it's a great performance, so we want more, but I feel like that's kind of like an underlying theme with this movie.
Yeah,
is
this
a consistency is, like, they want to leave you wanting more. Because that's, like, almost every scene.
Not just that, but, like, plus, they didn't spend time on much outside of Bruce's time either out there in the middle of the investigation stuff that he was doing or the one or two times that they showed him out as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
They weren't focused on like him at the house, him at the mansion, just hanging out, like talking to Alfred. Like that wasn't what they were trying to put focus on in the movie.
Yeah.
So
I also, to a point, Cole, agree with you because they're kind of supposedly setting everything up, so it's like, hey, here's a glimpse of Alfred,
Right.
Here's a glimpse of Paul Dano. Here's this and that and the other.
No, I totally agree because I feel like since they're planning on making the second one, you know what I mean? Because this one's done gangbusters.
Oh yeah.
This one's knocked it out of the park. They're definitely making a second one. So the second one is going to be the more hard hitting, the more flashy, the more big time.
I can't say enough. I can't say enough how I haven't been this excited to own a movie like since the Joker came out.
My god, yes, please give me this motherfucker right now so I can watch it
4K across the board. Let's go.
Subtitles. God, dude. No, it's a fucking problem because I like what they were doing. Like, I like the mumbly tone that everyone has.
But I want to know what they're saying.
But what the fuck are they saying? And especially with the Riddler, because, he has, a lot of high pitches, and he'll go real low and talk, and, kind of... I really like that, but I can't understand what the fuck he's saying.
Even just the sudden changes in volume make it hard to hear.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In his voice. Not the movie's volume, but... the way he's delivering his lines, just the loud going back and forth from loud to quiet.
The movie's
hard.
volume was off the charts.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's why I got a fucking headache. Because it was astronomically fucking loud. It was why is it that and it was during the commercials too. I was like, why is it this loud? It does not need to be.
Right. Definitely.
I agree there.
What were your guys' favorite parts of the movie?
God, I have to pick. Dude, it's hard. I loved every minute of this movie.
I mean, honestly, just because of the love that I have for the Arkham games, the whole ending sequence was my favorite just because, Batman's up on the Titantron or whatever it is, and, he's pulling people up into the rafters of it, and he's going down and kicking some ass. And, it was very, very Arkham games. And I was so totally in love with it. I was
can totally
get that combo. Do it.
Yeah, and he even would get hit. You know what I mean? How if you were playing the game, you know what I'm saying? Not you specifically, Derek, but if
what are you saying? Are you saying I suck at the game?
The royal you.
Yeah. The royal you. When you're playing the game, you're. Unless you're a fucking perfect gamer or whatever, you'll get hit. You'll get a bullet, every once in a while.
Yeah, I love how he gets his ass kicked every once in a while.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes is the Darkened Scene that's only lit up by machine gun fire.
Yes. Which was done by practical effects, by the way.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Yeah, it channeled the Darth Vader scene at the end of Rogue One, which is one of the coolest fucking scenes in all of cinema. It definitely had that vibe.
Yeah.
So, to break away a little bit, I don't necessarily have a favorite moment because I'd have to watch it again. The only thing that I didn't like, the only scene that I didn't like from the movie is just that weird little, white privilege, quip. That it's just out of place and it feels weird and it feels like almost kind of Zoe Kravitz like fought to have that line in there because it does not gel for this movie being like so grounded and deep in political.
It would be fine if they had put her character in the movie more, and from the very beginning, that was like a cornerstone of that character. But there was absolutely no indication at all that.
I mean, even then, I don't think it fits because like the Riddler's white.
Well, yeah,
like why? I don't understand. Like
she wasn't really talking about the Riddler at that point.
She was talking about the Riddler at that point.
She was talking about like all of the bigwigs of Gotham.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because she was...
And how they get away with whatever they want because
she had just found out where the DA was.
Okay, that makes sense. But at the same time, like, black people can't be rich?
Yeah. Not in Gotham.
Not in Gotham, I guess?
No.
Like,
did you see any?
Whites only.
The mayor.
Yeah, the mayor's rich.
I don't know. It just felt fucking dumb. Like why... In a movie that tries and successfully tries to not be very political. Like, this movie, it is such a fucking breath of fresh air that, like, there's no, like, stupid politics. Like, I went into this movie and I never, like, the immersion was never broke. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And just to speak, like, on the social media aspect of it, again, that usually does it. That usually breaks my immersion, and it's like, it just feels forced in.
Yeah.
Where it didn't with this movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with a movie that successfully avoids all of those pitfalls, it feels very weird to have that scene.
No, for sure.
And that's like really the only negative, if I had one. But really, like, the overall entire package of the movie is just like the gift that fucking keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Because like the cinematography's fucking great, the story's engaging, the villain's fucking awesome. Pattinson fucking kills it as Batman. The fucking music, man, is so good. And I hate that I am such a shill for that song, but I had a moment where it's something in the way kind of felt like maybe we're using it too much, because we did use it for the trailer, which is by the greatest fucking trailer. I'm sorry. Like, I know that that's subjective, but great fucking trailer. And I just think it's funny that they used it twice, like the same exact way. But what gets my dick fucking rock hard is the fact that there are 3 songs that they really kind of overuse in this movie. And it's the Batman theme, which is great. So it like doesn't really ever feel like grating, you know. And the Ave Maria, which seems to be like the Riddler's theme song. And then there's the Something in the Way. And I fucking love when composers will take a song and then make like 3 or 4 different versions of that song, right, like with orchestra. Like, I really, really fucking love that shit, and it's all over in this movie. Yeah.
I mean, in terms of negative things, really the only thing I could say is just the letdown of having Joker at the end. Oh, good, more Joker.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to agree. I feel like at this point we really don't need another Joker, and if we did have to have another Joker,
pick one of the 30 we have.
Well, no, like, if we need a new one, fine, we need a new one, but not now.
Yeah,
not now.
Give us a decade.
Give us that stinger at the end of the next one.
I'd prefer like 10 years before we get another Joker.
I'd want because, you know, if we're making a trilogy, if we're doing a Pattinson Batman trilogy,
do you think that's what's happening?
I think so. Yeah. I think we'll get a second one, and at the end of that one, there should have been the Joker right there at the end of the second one. So the third one culminates with this just giant knock 'em all drag out.
Well, maybe that's what they're doing.
You know what I want? Give me some Man-Bat. Give me some Clayface. I want all of these, like, completely unused.
Bring back Dr. Freeze, bro.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze, yeah, that guy is fucking dope.
Yeah, like, there are so many lesser used or completely unused characters from the Rogues Gallery that would just be dope as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, do Clayface. Get weird with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck it, dude.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of that would serve as my favorite part is the part after the car chase scene when the Penguin is like upside down in his car is rolled over, and he looks over and he just sees the Batman walking towards him, and there's like fire in the background, but it's just him walking and his cape is like swaying in the wind. Fucking love that part so much.
Dope.
Fun fact about that scene, in the last podcast that we tried to do this episode in, we thought that the Penguin was driving like a Ford Taurus, right?
So I swear to God, I remember seeing a shot of like, it's a very iconic Ford symbol on the back of the car,
Right.
where it's like this long silver bar, and in the middle, when it meets together, is the Ford.
Gotcha.
And I remember specifically seeing that. He might have like ran one of them off the road, and that's why I seen that.
Yeah.
But like, we get confirmation in an interview with Matt Reeves, like he's driving a Maserati.
Yeah.
So
And I was just like,
I'm kind of glad that people aren't going to hear that, because we were totally fine.
yeah, because I had this whole argument about how like that chase makes the Batmobile look weak or whatever, because he's like riding a Ford Taurus and like fucking it takes him running into traffic for Batman. Yeah, no, I'm glad.
Yeah, and you know, Batman's driving like a souped up fucking muscle car that could like very easily like.
And I mean, I guess it makes sense that his car, the Penguin's car, would look really like toned down since he's a mob guy. Like he doesn't want something ostentatious. You know, I guess it would make sense for him to have a high performance yet low profile sort of
Vehicle,
car. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Also, cool little Easter egg: when they jump the Batmobile through the flames, that is an actual jump. That's
Yeah.
not CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used a lot of practical effects for
Yeah,
this.
agreed.
What else has Matt Reeves done, real quick?
Jimmy, could you pull that up real quick?
So I kind of want to see his other movies, like, because he just fucking nailed it so hard with this one. I wonder.
So he is responsible for.
That sounds bad. He's responsible for this big piece of
He
shit.
is behind these projects.
Yeah. So he directed Cloverfield.
Oh, okay.
He was the director for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. The writer for War for the Planet of the Apes. He was the writer for Let Me In. Conviction, Miracles, Felicity, Gideon's Crossing, Under Siege 2.
Yo, that was a good one.
So Cloverfield is probably.
I didn't see the first Under Siege.
It's probably the most popular thing besides the Batman, obviously. But
Well, I mean, the Planet of the Apes movies were pretty big. That leads us to our final thoughts, ratings. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. Angela, you can't say 0 because it's done very successfully, so Robert Pattinson won't be doing porn. Let's go ahead and give him out.
Bummer.
5.
5 out of 5?
Oh yeah.
Same. 5 out of 5.
I'd say 4. And I would like fuck Snyderverse. Give me a Reeves verse.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I want.
Bro, if there was a Superman directed by Matt Reeves in this kind of vein, bro,
gimme.
Tall task.
bro,
Gimme.
Tall task.
it would be, but it would. I bet he.
I'm sure he could jump it in a single bound.
I still want to see that evil Superman movie.
Oh,
What the fuck? is it?
Brightburn.
Brightburn.
that was I saw that movie a
I
couple
still kind of
times.
want to see
It's
that.
fucking
man.
awesome.
Yeah. The Batman's kind of a big deal for me. I was really, really obsessed with him as a kid, and this is a 5 out of 5, dude. This is a Batman movie. Like, it is the best Batman movie.
It's like my friend, my other friend Nick said, because he commented on something, because I said I was going to go see it on Sunday or whatever.
I was gonna reference it.
And he said it was the the most Batmanist Batman movie ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the perfect way to put it.
It's the most Batman a Batman movie can be. My sister went and saw it, and she told me that it was very reminiscent of the animated series.
I almost bought that shit. I almost bought it on Blu-ray the other day.
You should have.
I was like,
It's so good.
I know, and I need to just do it.
It's on HBO Max.
But yeah, like I can't wait to see see this Batman once he comes into his own, confident and has everything sort of, at least compartmentalized and,
just figured out.
has his edges defined and just really is going out there. Like, oh, it's going to be so fucking dope.
I'm very excited to see what Patterson. Who is Patterson? James Patterson? Is that the fucking
writer?
The writer?
Yeah.
I don't know why that keeps coming in my fucking head. Pattinson. I'm really excited to see what he does with Batman.
Yeah.
He's fucking, dude, he's so talented with the way that he goes about just really deep diving into that role. I really dig it.
Oh, yeah.
Very exciting. And to speak to your point, they could technically do that. They could technically do like the Joker have like a main stinger at the end of the next movie. Because didn't they kind of do something similar with Thanos? Wasn't Thanos teased like at least twice, right?
Yeah.
So they could do something like that where it's like...
That's true.
Because they left it pretty ambiguous on who that person really is. I know the laugh gives it away for like fans, but like...
Well, Matt Reeves has also come out and said, yeah, it's the Joker.
That's true, yeah.
But, again, they are...
It leaves room.
They are sitting in Arkham. That doesn't, having them do that doesn't mean they're going to break out for the next movie. Like,
did you it leads to believe who put the Joker there.
Well, yeah, and I know I said this when we tried to record this the first time. Like, the fuck is going on in Arkham? Like, the guards are just letting these psychopathic, murderous inmates plot between cells. Why? How can they even talk between cells? Shouldn't there be things in place so that can't happen?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And they've got like a monitor in the corner so they can watch the news and stuff.
Yeah.
Too.
Did you think that the Arkham in this one looked a lot like the Arkham from the Joker movie? Like kind of bright.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bright,
very
interior.
Vintage.
Yeah, kind of vintage. That's the vibe that I got.
Yeah, I got.
So like as if the funding in that place has never gotten fixed. So I did see like a little bit of and I'm going to butcher it, but I did see a theory of like that Joker still happened, but that Joker happened like years ago. And then this is like a new Joker because obviously the Joker gang is a thing. And so Joker has been established somehow. And the Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker takes place like a long time before Batman even comes into play, right?
Well, and that's sort of what they did on Gotham. Where the guy who originally was, the Joker, like he sort of started everything.
He's a martyr.
Well, I mean, not
kind of like a martyr. Like he set off a chain, like
he got everything rolling, right?
Yeah.
And then it's his twin brother who comes in and like is the real Joker. Like that's the one who becomes the Joker.
They could do
and
that.
like. It could be that. It could be one of his followers, So,
canonically, what's the first Joker? What's the first Joker's name?
Oh, there's they're not known. No.
Joker's never had a name.
Tons
the only time I can think of the Joker having a name is from the Joker.
Yeah, from Joaquin Phoenix.
Tons of fucking room.
There have been all sorts of made up things, like in terms of in the comics and stuff. There have been all sorts of
like he started in Vietnam or something like that. Like,
all sorts of like
Storm.
made up backstories and things like that.
Which is why Heath Ledger's "You Want to Know Where I Got These Scars" that's a nod to that.
Really?
Yeah, that because nobody really knows the identity of the Joker. Nobody knows who he really is. Like,
and it's almost like he was asking. Not just the guy in the movie, but like everybody else. Like it's watching the movie.
That was like a super great fucking aspect of Heath Ledger's Joker is like every single time he had a different story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
like the canon is that there is no canon.
You will never know.
Yeah.
That basically just says there's a lot of room to work with.
Oh yeah,
here.
absolutely.
Like we could do something cool. That could be where they're going. Like that Joker is only the Joaquin Phoenix Joker is only super important because he is like the guy that started the movement of the Joker.
Right.
He's the guy.
And then someone
he's the
kind of
fucking
took
guy.
the mantle and, that's the killing Joker.
He is the Joker.
I'd fucking
He was
die
serially
for a
crushed,
killing joke.
serial crushed by some
We'd
huge
have to
friggin'
introduce-
guy.
We'd have to introduce Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
Second movie.
Yeah. If we're gonna do that would mean a large jump in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Barbara Gordon has to become Batgirl in order for us to get Killing Joker.
I don't like the hoops that we have to jump through to get this movie.
Mm-hmm. I would love a Killing.
Let's just make 8 fucking movies then. Let's go.
It might be too dark
keep
too,
going.
because like this movie really skipped by on the fucking PG-13.
Yeah.
Like it was fucking dark, dude.
I don't think you'd get a Killing Joke unless it was R.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
There's no way.
Doesn't the Joker like sexually harass Commissioner Gordon in the fucking
The Killing Joke was R, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
He breaks her back. He breaks Barbara Gordon's back.
No, he's
But-
talking about Gordon. Like he abuses
Commissioner
him.
Gordon
Yeah, he like sexually assaults him in the little
like
thing.
strips him naked and then has him go like through like a ride, yeah. And like it's like humiliating him and everything.
Yeah.
But it like shows, doesn't it like show pictures of Barbara like getting fucked or something? It's something really fucked up.
Yeah,
Like
it's something
look at
disgusting.
your daughter. It's fucked up. Like even for an animated movie, it's really fucked
Yeah.
up. So I don't think you could do that. I mean, I think Joaquin Phoenix Joker is pretty much what you're acceptable with getting away with, like in terms of superhero villain movies.
Mhm.
Like, because obviously these are still for children, so we can't, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, the Joker is the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. So, they, again, lots of room to do whatever they need to do.
Yeah, I don't think they would. That would just be... I mean, just having an R rating, at least in terms of the studio heads themselves, in their minds, that's just cutting out half their audience.
Yeah.
And then to go beyond that, so far beyond that, to do the Killing Joke, there's no way. That would
Bummer.
never get greenlit.
Bummer. One day, I'm gonna have it one day.
I just remember feeling like super gross watching that movie.
The Killing Joke.
The animated movie?
Yeah.
I love the ending to that movie.
That movie's garbage.
Pretty much.
I know you hate it.
That movie's hot fucking
I like
garbage.
the ending of The Killing Joke.
I don't.
You don't like the ending?
No.
What's the original ending of The Killing Joke?
I don't remember.
Is it not Joker and Batman sitting there and being like, hey, we're literally going to do this until one of us dies? And then Joker's like, yeah, but it's kind of funny though, right? And starts laughing, and then Batman starts laughing with him.
Good times, right?
And then they fist bump and walk out into the
Yeah.
sunset.
And then they
together.
fuck each other.
And then they fucked.
Right there. While Commissioner Gordon was still tied up and naked in the corner.
Yeah, they like hog
You're gonna
tied
watch,
naked.
fat boy.
You're gonna watch, Gordon.
That's fucked up.
No, they'd put him right in the middle where he always is.
Yeah, no, the ending does, like, they both coincide.
I just like that.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just dumb.
It was very
I think he's
cringe
just a
in the
hater.
movie.
I think you're just a hater.
I don't care.
Big ass hater.
I'll fucking hate. Fuck it.
Hey. Fucking automatic.
Yeah, no, I'll fucking, I don't give a fuck. Fucking call me a hater all you. I fucking hate that movie.
You do you, boo.
I fucking hate that movie.
I mean, it wasn't great.
It really wasn't.
Okay.
I think it spits in the face.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Quit being so dramatic.
Wait,
Says the most dramatic
I was just
man
gonna say, I was like,
alive.
did you, of all people, Cole, say that shit to me?
Yes.
You son of a bitch. Angela, what's your rating?
5.
That movie chair was squeaking by the time we left, huh? Squeak, squeak.
You wouldn't know. You were in the bathroom the whole time.
Oh, got him.
I was sitting by you guys. It better not have been squeaking.
Well, you didn't hear it?
I got it on me.
Gross. 5s all around. Movie was amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, please go watch it. And if you've listened to this whole thing, sorry for spoiling it for you. But that's our...
You knew what you were getting into.
That's right.
We've got a spoiler warning.
Yeah, we do.
Cole did try the popcorn trick with me.
And it worked. You left that part out, didn't you?
Extra butter.
The popcorn was really good.
That's how you get body acne.
I can't even imagine, dude. Like, sticking your dick in a popcorn bowl.
And then having to keep it hard. Like...
But the warmth would help. Dude, if you're sticking your hard boner into a hot thing of popcorn, it's gonna stay hard for a minute.
I don't know for sure.
I do. I've done the research.
Well, it didn't this last time.
That concludes our Batman episode.
Thank you.
As always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook at The Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerdcorp Podcast.
Or you can shoot us an email at nerdcorppodcast@gmail.com.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search The Nerd Corporation and look out for our green NC logo.
And if you want to hear this episode and other episodes uncut and in their entirety, subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/nerdcorppodcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to extra content and bonus episodes. We want to thank our nerd corporate backers, Glenn the Simp, Fillmore McLaurin, and Jake Hurst, and our nerd financial investors, Kim Nichols and Dallin Gilbort.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Dallin. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Fillmore.
Thank you, Cole.
If you can't make a monthly contribution, consider supporting us on PayPal. PayPal.me/nerdcorppodcast. We want to have the best loot, have the best equipment, do the best giveaways, and give you the best nerdy experience, and that is the best way to do that. So, on behalf of the Nerd Corporation, my name is Eddie Lyon. We love you, and keep it nerdy, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.